Alright, so today we're going over a really useful prompt that you can utilize to basically come up with a 7-day launch plan for your digital product. So this prompt is extremely beginner friendly. All you have to do is copy, and then once you have it copied, you basically go ahead and hit paste like so, and then hit enter, and then afterwards you're going to be asked a series of questions. So as you can see here, the prompt states, "You are my launch week strategist. Your job is to build a complete 7-day launch plan for my product, including daily content, CTAs, and a simple email sequence." You can go through the rest of the prompt if you like and change certain things, but the whole purpose of it is that it's completely beginner friendly and ready to use by simply copying, hitting paste, and then going into the details of what it'll be asking right here. So now, as you can see here, it's super beginner friendly, and if you want to take it, you can copy it from the description of the video or the pinned comment, depending what YouTube allowed us to do. But once you have it copied, like we said, just copy, hit paste, hit enter, and then you're going to come to this sequence right here. So as you see, it states, what product are we launching? Include what it is, the price, and where it will be sold if you already know. So it gives an example of a specific product, but I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions really quickly, and then I'll come back and show you guys exactly how this works in real time. Alright, so I went ahead and responded to these questions as though I was creating an anxiety recovery guide. And as you can see here, it basically states, who is the buyer? As you can see here, it says, what product are we launching? So what it is, the price, and where it will be sold. So I went ahead and said a $99 anxiety recovery guide sold on Gumroad. Who is the buyer exactly? I went ahead and just said beginner intermediate stuck in anxiety. What is the main realistic outcome? Help them understand the anxiety cycle, stop feeding fear loops, etc., etc. What's included in the $99 guide? I put what I already have as a product. Now keep in mind, this prompt is assuming you already have a product. If you don't, there is a other video that we created where we go into depth on how to find a product for you to create. So go ahead and look at that if you don't have a product already. But this prompt is assuming that you do. So if you have your product already, or at least an idea, this will give you the launch strategy. So as you see here, once again, it asks us what's included in the $99 guide. I give details of what that would be. Then we go to what are the top 5 objections someone might have. I just went ahead and agreed with all of the above, which, there could be different things that someone might not want to purchase your product. Next, it asks, what platforms are you posting on? I just said YouTube, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, email list. And then finally, it says, what assets do you have? I said none. And then if there were how many posts we can make daily, I went ahead and said 2. And what tone do you want for the launch? I just said friendly and direct. And lastly, it asks any claims or topics you want to avoid. I just said all of the above because these are all pretty realistic and noteworthy things to avoid. And then after all of that, for these series of questions, I recommend being as in-depth and accurate as possible. That way you'll get the most out of this prompt using ChatGPT. But once you're done, that's when we actually get the launch strategy. So we see here it goes over the product, the buyer, etc., everything we've covered, and then the goal for the week. So the primary goal, get first sales and validate the offer. Secondary goal, build warm leads by pushing people to ask questions, comment, DM, or join your email list. With a CTA, we get the exact CTA that we'd want in this case, for instance, comment guide or DM guide. Depends if you want to take that route, depending on what you'd be trying to do. We see the posting rhythm of what we should be doing each day. So for instance, 1, value education, 2, objection, story, or direct offer. Next, we get the disclaimer block. Use this on your Gumroad page, emails, and captions when needed. This is just done as a disclaimer for the specific niche we were discussing. Then we get the 7-day launch schedule. So it gives us a day-to-day schedule to actually follow for our launch and to get the most out of it. So we see here the day 1 theme, why people stay stuck. What we're proving, anxiety is not random. There is a cycle that keeps it alive. It tells us what we should post, what we should do, the outline of everything, the obviously the CTA line, for instance, comment prompt. The comment prompt is comment loop, if this pattern, whatever. So just giving us the CTA of what we should be utilizing to get the most out of it. Then we see the hook. And then we get day 2. And basically it just goes over each day telling us what our content should look like, what the CTA should be, and what we're trying to get out of these people before actually launching the product. So clearly we'd be trying to build our email list and try to warm them up to the idea of the product launch in and of itself. So as you see here, for instance, on day 5, it says post 1, title, is $99 too much for an anxiety guide? Hook, fair question. here's how I think about it. And then you go into depth on it, trying to address some of the concerns we saw earlier. Let's scroll down all the way to day 7. As you see, day 7 theme, final clarity, and the direct offer. So for instance, post 1, who my anxiety guide is for, and then going into depth of that prior to the launch. Then it gives us the email sequence with the same thing, the same day 1, 2, 3, etc. It just gives us a full breakdown of how we should approach prior to launch. As you see here, the objection coverage map will list help me, all of the stuff that you can reply, and what days it's covered on. We scroll down a little further, we get a backup plan if engagement is low. These are the things that we can do to upgrade and improve to make sure that we actually do get the sales upon the time that we launch. 5 extra hooks we can swap in and out, simple daily CTA rotations that we can utilize, and then finally the Gumroad page structure like essentially we need before launch. So create this page before posting it, everything that would be included in the actual guide, and then finally actually launching it. So while doing this and while going through the content creation and following the 7-day plan, you can always come here and ask it questions and ask for guidance if there's something you don't fully understand, because once using this prompt, it is now pretty much your helper to create your product, assuming the product, well, not so much create the product, but launch the product properly. So after all of that's said and done, like I said, you can come and just ask it questions, tell it where you're at, and it'll help you along your journey. So that's about it. Once again, if you guys want to steal the prompt, you can get it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. You just copy, hit paste, hit enter, answer the series of questions, and you'd be good to go. Then you'd have your little assistant to help you throughout your launch week. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.